Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to record, just put it in the chat. We're going to get started with head coach Jim Curtin. After his opening statement, we'll go right into questions.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. Look, the players look forward to returning to leagues play. We recognize now we're not where we wanted to be in the standings this year, but we have an opportunity to maximize the amount of points that we take down the stretch and make things right and find a way to get in the playoffs. It's a difficult test for sure, knowing that we'll have some games in quick succession here with a really great Columbus team coming to town, the one that we just played in the semifinal, and then a quick turnaround to play Red Bull, a big rival, on the weekend. So not a lot of rest, but to be fair, we're on the same rest as Columbus, so we have to have a good reaction in our building. I know the players will be up for the game. Obviously, we have to keep the group a little bit fresh, push in a smart way, and try to get a result against a strong opponent.
Jim,
Thanks, Jim. Matt?
Jim, you guys have gotten some confidence off of Leagues Cup.
Yeah.
One of the things, it seems like you guys have gotten back to scoring goals on counterattacks a little bit more, whether it's the goal in Columbus, that kind of stuff. Is that something that you guys made a point of at all, or just the way the games have played out, and is that kind of a good trend for you guys moving forward?
I think it is. I think when we're at our best, we're very sound defensively. We get good goalkeeping, some timely saves, or timely defending in the box, and that leads to our transitions. I think you saw during the Leagues Cup, some good transition goals. You saw a lot of them by Ty Brebo finishing plays off, a lot of times with good movement and one touch. When you get a one-touch finish, that usually means you've gone in a really good transition, and now he's done a good job of finding the back of the net. So I think the group does have more confidence. I thought that in the third place game, we had a really good first half, but then let ourselves down in the second half. And I think the reason, and I talked about this with the group, it's something that will play into these last 9 games, the little things that can get magnified. So if you remember the start to the second half, we concede a corner kick within 20 seconds. And then from there, we never really get out of our half, have opportunities for free headers to clear up the field, and instead they go over for another corner. And when you compound that, things can happen, like even defending the corner well, but not getting the header a little bit higher, and the kid hits a good first-time shot. I think there's a little bit of obstruction with Andre, but when you concede now corner after corner, you allow strange things to happen, and they scored against the run of play, and then the confidence goes. So those little details now are something that we have to be perfect with when you play against the Columbus, when you play against the Miami or a Red Bull or whatever it might be down the stretch here in these games. So I think we did take some things from the Leagues Cup. I think we improved. Didn't end the way we wanted to, but at the same time, the guys know what we're capable of when we are sound defensively, and finish off our transitions, which are 2 key things of how we want to play.
In terms of some of the moves that have been made, you guys are obviously thin at center back right now.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with Jack and Jacob having to start 9 games from here on out? They've already got close to 30 games on their legs already. Are you comfortable with that situation here on out?
Look, we have some options with Nathan Harriel can slide in there and do it. He's played center back this year for us. Makanya hasn't gotten minutes with the first team, but he has with the second group. So, we do recognize it's a little bit of a risk, not dissimilar to when we lost Stuart Finley years back, where we relied on the 2 of them to kind of close out the year. So, yes, they can do it. We have to get through these next 2 games, and we get a little bit of a break for some recovery and with the international window. And then there are a couple more, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday type setups for us, so it will be busy. Those guys have done it in the past. If the load becomes too much, we are comfortable making a change and maybe giving Nathan a shot at center back or Makanya as well.
What have you made of Quintin's season? He had a lot of goal contributions really early in the season, and then goes a long stretch without scoring. He's played some different positions. What do you kind of make of what his season has been?
Yeah, I think he's had a really strong year for us. He's played multiple positions. I think he's learned. I think he's done a great job on the defensive side of things as well, and really improved in that phase of the game. I think everybody sees how good he is in and around the goal, the contact he makes with his shooting from distance, how that makes the defense change. He's gotten a lot of assists. I believe he's up to 5 goals, 9 assists, somewhere in that range in all competitions. So that's a good, solid season, especially for a player as young as him. I think he's going to get better and better. And like I've said before, he can play in Europe and has that ability. So I think you're seeing him grow, get better. His work rate has been great. Pretty relentless on his ability to run for the entirety of the 90 minutes. He's up among our top leaders in minutes played. So he's getting a lot of experience. He's making the most of his time, and he's making plays for us, which is the sign of a good player. And I think we forget sometimes how young he still is. So good season for him. A bright spot in what's been a hard year. And I tell the guys all the time, though, it's how we finish now. Let's finish strong, because that's what everyone remembers.
Good. We can go to Zoom.
All right, Jonathan Tenwell.
Thanks, Nico and Erica. Hi, Jim.
Hi, Jonathan.
Sorry for the frog in the throat, but in listing all the center backs you mentioned there, I didn't hear Brandon Craig's name, but I know he's out on loan. Is there any chance that he gets recalled? Is there a recall clause in the first place in that deal?
He's fighting for minutes, with his other club, and he's not our player right now. So again, I don't believe there's a mechanism where we can call him back this year. So he'll continue to fight to get time there. I don't think his group has a chance for the playoffs, but again, it's a situation where sometimes loans work out and they get a lot of time and experience. Sometimes they don't, as you guys have seen in the past. But no, he won't be back with us this season.
And I also wanted to ask about Neil Pier, not because I think he's going to be on the first team this year. He is such an incredible prospect.
Yeah.
You notice him and see what he can be. What do you think his trajectory is in the medium term, say to next year?
Yeah, I think if you think back to the very beginning of preseason, when Neil got thrown into the deep end against Flamengo in Clearwater, in Fort Lauderdale, he really rose to the occasion, played a really good half against as good a competition as 16, 15-year-old at the time can see. So he did a great job. I think he's getting better and better each week with Union 2. He's trained a lot with the first team. You guys don't get to see that, but he trains a lot with the first team, and he's done a really good job. And, when you think of, the prospects that go in our league, whether it's Bombito's recently from Colorado, whether it's, Caleb Wiley, and you think of the skill set, the global game right now is particular to athletes that are also good soccer players, So again, I think Neil fits that mold where you can't teach 6'5" and a presence in the back, but also an ability to pass with the ball through the lines, to dribble when you have to make a hard challenge. So he checks a lot of boxes and certainly has a lot of physical attributes too that are appealing to clubs. So. Center backs, I think in the U.S. we've produced some. We've produced some here. Whether you go Austin Trusty, Mark McKenzie, some good ones have come through here. Jack Elliott, Jacob Glesnes. So we do a good job with that, and hopefully that can continue with Neil because, as you said, his trajectory and his ability for any prospects we have is as high as anyone, really.
Joe Tanzi.
Kind of piggyback on that, with the center back depth right now, it sounds like Nate is your number 3 option behind Jack and Jacob. What does Owefu have to do to get any minutes, and what have you seen from him at Union 2 and in training? And he may need to help you at some point down the stretch.
Yeah, look, at Union 2, I think there's been some really good moments. There's been some big errors as well that any young player is going to go through and you have to learn from. Training with the first team is not easy for him every day, but that's what every young player needs to go through. Eventually, if he continues to work hard and get better each week, he'll get his opportunity. But, yeah, you are correct right now. If we get in a pinch, Nathan would be the third center back. From there, Owefu, will be a guy that can contribute too. Yeah, and if he gets his opportunity, hopefully he rises to the occasion.
Dylan?
Hi, Jim. When you look at these last 9 games, in the past you've given the team a points total to hit in certain
Yeah.
segments of the season. With now trying to get into the playoffs, is there a total where you feel confident that you'd get in?
Yeah, I think you guys see the teams that are fighting for those final 2, maybe final 3 spots. It's not going to be easy, right? Our schedule is as hard as any. But our guys tend to rise to the competition and can pick things up. I think because the East is beat up on each other so much, the point total might be a little lower than past years, but I kind of mentioned it today. I think 5 wins is a minimum of 5 wins, and should do the job. Maybe a tie or 2 here or there, but not an easy task considering we haven't won as many games as we'd like. But now, you win your home games is critical. Steal 1 on the road, and then kind of go from there. I think that 15 more points should get you in, which is still a low total, but I think this year, like I said, with everybody beating up on each other and nobody really separating at the bottom, a lot of teams are fighting for those last 2 spots.
Any final questions? Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.